Market King is in fourth. Chess Chief is fifth, back toward the inside. Coming toward the eighth pole. Vekoma has the lead out to 2 lengths now. Some Like It Hot Brown changes lanes to the outside second. Signalman is in third. Chess Chief is fourth. Win is fifth. Vekoma, the leader, past the 16th pole. He has the advantage out to 5 lengths. Back to Some Like It Hot Brown, Signalman, then win. It is Vekoma for Javier Castellano and trainer George Weaver.
All right, welcome back to the second installment of Why Horses Won't Win the Kentucky Derby. Today we're going to be tackling Vekoma, winner of the Bluegrass Stakes in his last out. Now, I'm going to get the BS reason why he's not going to win the Kentucky Derby right out the first point. I saved it for the last point. I brought up the fact that a Wood Memorial winner has not won the Derby since Fusaichi Pegasus. And now I'm going to bring up the fact that a Bluegrass winner has not won the Derby since Strike the Gold in 1991. So that's a long time, and I don't think that Bluegrass winners have really done well in the Kentucky Derby in the past couple of years. Actually, that's a lie. Good Magic won the Bluegrass last year, and he finished second in the Derby. But aside from Good Magic, I can't really think of horses that won the Bluegrass placing really well in the Kentucky Derby. And I don't really have a reason to explain why that is. It's just, that's the way it is. So what do I think Vekoma's issue is? The issue that I have with Vekoma is I just don't think that he's that good of a horse. He has not run against real good quality of competition. I mean, going back to his one stakes win from last year, the Nashua Stakes, the horses in that field were not really that good. He is the only horse of the 6 in that race that has won since the Nashua Stakes. 2 of them haven't even run since then, so that shows you the quality of the field in that race. And then in the Fountain of Youth, the race that he ran before the Bluegrass Stakes, he got beat by better horses. Code of Honor, I believe, is a better horse, and Bourbon War, who actually had a pace to run into, ran by Vekoma in the final, probably 200 yards, or 200, 150 yards. And then Hidden Scroll, you can debate whether or not Vekoma and Hidden Scroll are better. Obviously, Vekoma's better because he won a stakes race to get into the Derby, and Hidden Scroll did not. But Vekoma got beat by better horses that had an actually fair chance to win the race. And then looking at the field in the Bluegrass Stakes, Win was the beaten favorite in the Tampa Bay Derby, and Win was the one horse that people actually thought, besides Vekoma, had some talent in the Bluegrass. There was also Signalman. He ran a couple of good races last year, but he's never really transitioned that form. And not that he was a top 2-year-old last year, but he hasn't really transferred much of his form as a 2-year-old to this year. He was 7th in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. At the moment, Signalman's got the 19th spot in the Kentucky Derby. I believe, vying crazy, unforeseen circumstances, Signalman will get bumped from the top 20. And I think the best he can hope for is the second alternate for the Kentucky Derby, I should say. And then, of course, there was also Some Like It Hot Brown in the Bluegrass Stakes. Some Like It Hot Brown's a grass horse. He had a couple of good races on the synthetic track at Turfway Park, but Some Like It Hot Brown, now I know he has the sesamoid chip, but I think once Some Like It Hot Brown goes back on the turf, I think he's going to run some nice races on the turf. But really with Vekoma, it's just a case of I don't buy the quality of the fields that he's run against. And I don't think that Vekoma is really that good of a horse. Right now, looking at the odds, he's at 17-1. Now, I really don't take Kentucky Derby odds seriously until the week of. So these odds will fluctuate a lot in the next 3 weeks. But he's 17-1 now. He'll probably be something like 10 to 12 to 1. I mean, it's a deep Kentucky Derby, and he's shown that he's been able to beat horses. He did beat a 14-horse field on the Bluegrass Stakes. But ultimately, I think for Vekoma, there's just better horses in the Kentucky Derby than him. The other issue that I have with Vekoma is, if you look at the clip that I have at the beginning of the video of his stretch run in the Bluegrass Stakes, and you'll see that sometime, I don't know when it's actually going to be playing, but you'll see the actual footage of the race. Vekoma's in the stretch, he's got the lead that he has, and he's drifting all around, kind of the way that Some Like It Hot Brown was at the end of the Jeff Ruby, and I don't think that I know that that's not good for a horse like Vekoma to be doing that, especially in the Kentucky Derby. And it's not going to get any better for him. 145,000 people is definitely going to make him uncomfortable because he's still a relatively inexperienced horse. He's only had 4 starts. He's won 3 times, but he's still a young horse, inexperienced. And young, inexperienced horses tend to do stuff like that. They tend to move around in the stretch like that and not keep focused on what they need to do. So those are my takes with Vekoma. It's really just that I don't think he's as good as some of the other horses in the Kentucky Derby. And of course, the issues that he had in the stretch of the Bluegrass. So I will see you tomorrow with the video covering Plus K Parfait, winner of the UAE Derby. And also later tonight, I will be doing a commemoration of the amazing career of Winks. See you then.
3 wide, network effect. Now U.S. Navy crosses, finding his best stride, still behind, put the glass down as the field turns for home. Vekoma on the outside, poised to pounce. Call Paul, these two go on with it, and network effect joins the battle on the outside as Factor It In gives way. Vekoma takes command, has to hold off network effect in the final 1/8 of a mile. Call Paul gives way. It's Vekoma by 2. Network effect is trying hard, but Vekoma is a colt with serious promise as he scores in the Nashua.